Hey everybody, happy Wednesday, happy Facebook Live night. I'm Melissa Thomas from C2C Stamping, and I have to show you a shirt I got. It's really cute. It says Mama Bear. Isn't that cute? My friend Shelly made it. So, we are going to make some fun projects with the Lovely Layers Vellum pack. I sent out about, we have a tornado watch, exciting. Okay. I sent out about 55 of these to different customers that have supported me over the years. If I missed you or you didn't get one, please let me know. I'll be showing this later on YouTube, so I'll tape it so that those that can't join live can watch later. If you're watching it later, either on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, just tell me, Mark, say replay. Hey, Elena, welcome. Hey, Debbie, welcome. And then I'm going to make sure that I can find, let me make sure I can see comments and stuff because I want to make sure I can answer questions. So we're going to make, I don't know, 6 or 7. I'm going to show you how fast some cards can go together with these layer pieces. I'm glad you found me. Yay. All right. So let me pull this up over here. Good. Here we go. Okay. And then I'm going to transition this down. Okay. That's funny. I have my camera on a different side than I normally have, which is kind of funny. It's making it a little bit different. So let's see. Uh-oh. Let's make sure nothing's, don't be weird. Okay. All right, good. I think we're good now. All right, I can push this off. I just want to see what my boundaries are. So, okay, good. All right. So I had a few folks who emailed me and said, thanks for sending me this Lovely Layers Vellum pack. What? And I said, oh, I put a little note in there. So I wanted to thank my customers. You guys are the ones who got me to $100,000 in lifetime sales. And I hope that along the way, as I hit 200 and 300 and whatever, that I'm able to continue to keep thanking my customers in some way. And this was the fun way I thought we could play this time. So this pack has 60 pieces of vellum, which is a lot. And if you've never used vellum before, our normal vellum comes in 8.5 by 11 sheets and you have to cut it. What's nice about this, the layers, is that it gave you pieces that are already pre-cut so that they fit really easily on your cards. So there's some pieces that have the mountains, which there's quite a few pieces. And then there's some that have circles, and there's some that have some little dots. There's quite a few sheets that have, that are just blank, and mine's kind of a mess right now, so I'm not sure why it's quite like this. But there's also some that have these leaf patterns. And so I'm actually going to sort back through here and just make sure that I actually know what I've got going on. So there's 4 patterned pieces, and then there's 4 different patterns, and then there's a whole lot of blank. So we'll talk a little bit about what can you do with the blank pieces. But this you just use as you would any other layer on your card making. So if you have a really bright print, it can help to soften it. If you want to die cut it, you can, and I'll show you what that looks like. These pieces are small enough that I think they would fit in your mini, and they're just well sized for a card. So I'm going to show you how to use these. So these are the pieces. All right. So when I was thinking about this, I was also trying to think about using up some card stock. And I sent them to customers, Lynn. I didn't send it to anybody on my team. They are they're on sale right now. They're part of the retiring list. So if you haven't gotten them and you wanted to get them, you definitely could. So with this one, I thought this would be fun on Pale Papaya because it shows kind of the hills. And when you're thinking about like, how do I glue vellum down? You want to kind of hide your glue. It will show up behind the white pieces, but it doesn't show up very much on the darker pieces. I wanted to show you that. So you can just use some snail. Let's see if I can get their seal. And it might show a little bit, but we're gonna play around and see. So you can see that a little bit, and I'm okay with it. I don't think that shows a ton, so I think I'm okay with that. And then I have this die piece that was left over from the He's the Man paper, and I have a bunch of those pieces. I just popped them out of the paper that came with that. And I put a whole bunch of them in a little box. So I have like, you're a classic and hooray and all these pieces. So I just grabbed that and I thought that this would look really cute with this. So this is probably all I'm going to put on this one. I might come back and stamp the sentiment. I might not. And I'm okay with it. I think it's cute. And I think that it's a fun card. It's fun for, you know, getting on a road trip, or we can't wait to see you, you know, or hope you're having a great summer, right? Any of those. So super easy. All right, done. Let's see. Next. All right. So one of the other things you can do is you can emboss your vellum. So I just took one of these little sheets and I ran it through the embossing folder. This is the fern one that we've had. And I think that this will show a little bit more. So one of the other ways that you can adhere vellum is, and I'm hoping I've got, right now, sponge. So you can take one of our silicone mats and you can take some Tombow and you can take a sponge, whatever sponge you've got, and you can kind of rub it around. And then you can just kind of dot it on the back. And when it's nice and thin like that, then you're not going to see the glue, which is really cool. So see how these are all cut? Oh yeah, the Greatest Journey die cuts would be really good too. With that first one, yeah, for sure. A lot of these, I was using the Nature's Prints. Like I had some, there's like a lot of like more masculine cards. I tend to not make a lot of masculine cards, so maybe I'm feeling like I need to. And then this was another one of the die cuts. It says, "With you, I've never lost," which I thought was really cute. And I thought it matched well with the ferns. So, hey, Barb, welcome. And I'm definitely recording, Lynn, for sure. Always, always. But thanks for reminding me because you know I sometimes forget. All right, so there we go. So card number 1, card number 2. Easy stuff, right? But it's good because if you've never played with vellum before or you're not sure, you know, how to adhere it or what to do, you know, this will help you. So, okay, so then the other thing you can do is you can add color. So this is a piece that I ran through the embossing folder, but I inked one of the sides first and then I ran it through. So now, hey, Esther, now it's got a lot more like texture and color. And this now will look really good on a light colored background. Sometimes when you do vellum on light stuff, it doesn't show up enough. You need a little bit more contrast. Good. I'm glad there's good ideas here, Pat. So I'm going to glue this down. Now this one, I'm honestly not super concerned about anything showing through because it's kind of wild to begin with. So I think I'm going to risk it. I'm just going to do this and we'll see what happens. I will say that when you use ink on vellum, you need to give it a little bit of time to dry. So make sure that you do this and then set it aside and come back to it the next day, because it is a slick surface. And so ink takes a little bit longer of a time to dry. And which side you use, this is the side that had the ink on it. So this is a darker side. If I had flipped it, it would be a little more subtle. And then I'm going to glue this flat. So I just got a little circle here. And then I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. And then I've got a couple of these cute little trees and I want to kind of tuck them back behind there. So let's see if I can get a little bit. There we go. There's a tree. And another little tree. Let's see. Okay. And then we'll get some dimensionals. Again, some little like leftover pieces from that kit. But I felt like the white will give it a little bit of pop and will kind of help it stand out a little bit. So, okay. All right. So we're stacking cards. We're making cards. We're doing good. All right. So this one I went a little bit softer, and a few of these colors are retiring, right? So Pale Papaya is retiring. Evening Evergreen is retiring. Sad. Is Pear Pizzazz retiring? I can't remember. Is that one of the ones? Yeah, Pear Pizzazz is retiring as well, which is probably why I grabbed it. So this one, you can kind of tell there's like a darker side and then there's like a little bit of a softer side. It's really hard to tell. I'm actually going to stamp this and put this underneath. I could totally just put it on the front, but I think it might look cool underneath. So I'm going to get a Fun Sentiment. Let's see which one fits best. Ooh. So I'm using the Nature's Print stamp set, which has some ferns and some other natural things. So this kind of, supports it. I like the blotch too, but I don't know that I've used the blotchy piece. Hello. Have I used this? Ooh, fresh sentiment. Oh, I did use the blotch. I like paint splotchy things. Okay. All right, so let's use this one. And we're going to want a dark color. Let's use Pretty Peacock because we can, because it's back, which is exciting. All right, so Pretty Peacock, and it's a circle, so I don't have to be super precise because we'll, oh yeah, that's a nice brand new stamp pad. All right, and then we're going to put this down and I'll stick it in the middle. Hello there. And then we're going to put this on top. So with this one, we could do a couple things. We could use the glue method. We could also do a few glue dots. Maybe we just glue like 1, 2, 3. And I'm okay having like the corners stick up a little bit. So I think I'm going to do the glue dots. And I took them with me to class the other day. Okay, good. So I'm going to take a glue dot and I'm going to put one back behind here. Not as accurate as I like it. All right, I'm going to use my Take a Pick tool instead. I'm going to put one here. And I'm going to put one here. Okay. I like these pieces because they're trimmed to the size, the front of the card. So I think that for me, this is what makes this so easy to make cards and make them so quick. Any questions? questions as to why Melissa is $1,000 demonstrator? Well, you know, digging the fonts and sentiments. Thanks. I'm really excited about these. Yeah, thanks, Kathy. I figured, you know, not everybody knows how to use vellum. I think this just makes using vellum really easy when it's like trimmed and perfect for us, right? I'll definitely go back and add a few little bedazzles on this one just because it's a little plain without something, but a few little doodads, maybe some brushed brass butterflies. Whew, that's always hard to say. All right, so a couple more projects. Let's see. Oh yeah, this one's fun. Okay, so I wanted to use the die from the Nature's Prints, which is this really pretty wreath piece. And so, oh, there's a little piece in here that needs to come out. Okay. Any others like that? No, just that one. Okay. So in order for this vellum to show up, you want it on something dark, right? Because if I put this on something light, even on that, it just kind of gets lost, right? It like just disappears. So I wanted to put it on something dark, and I knew I wanted to use the pink that's going away, which is Polish Pink. Sad. And I knew I had some DSP that I wanted to use up. So I'm going to do that. With this one, I'm probably going to go ahead and use the silicone mat and the glue, because this one's really difficult to get glue on. Oh, is that another like die cut piece? There it is. That should pop out. I knew there was one more. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue over here. And then I'm going to dab. And the reason I'm using the silicone mat for this too is because, like, obviously I'm dabbing broader than I'm gluing, right? So now I've made a really big gluey mess. And so now I'll need to take this to the sink and wash it off. And I just wash it with regular, like, hot water soap. And the same with the little sponge, because you can use that over and over again. All right, so now we're going to get our guy and we're going to glue it down. And I'm okay with a few of the pieces kind of sticking up. I don't want it to be perfect because I do want a few of the edges to pop up. And then we'll put a little more on the back. I got a new Tombow. I was on my last legs with my last one. So, all right. So now I gotta put this here. And that die, I mean, it fit on there, but it was real tight left and right. So it fits, but it's close. And then I thought this hexagon was cute. This is a piece that, this die piece is going away, so I'm really sad about that. So, you donated it to a thrift store. Oh my gosh, that's so funny, Debbie. I like the sponging, and I know you love Tombow, Lynn. So, I mean, this, and it does a really nice job. So, okay, so we need a bigger sentiment for this one. I think we'll use the You're on My Mind, because that's bigger. But then I might end up adding a little something. All right, so what are we gonna, let's do for this one? I feel like maybe we need Night of Navy for that. We can use Blueberry Bushel. It's close enough. My Night of Navy's packed away. Okay, so now that is a question. Do we want it to be like horizontal, or do we want it to be, I think I like it better this way. Yeah, I like it better that way. All right, You're on My Mind. Perfect. And then I think I'm going to get, there's like a piece in here that has some little like floweries, and I think I want to stamp, maybe a little stamp off situation here. That needs to be cleaned. With maybe a little bit of, like, that's cute and clean, but maybe it needs a little bit something. So let's get a little, this is saffron. Let's do a little yellow. Is this the saffron? No, it's Daffodil Delight, but that's okay. Good enough, right? Yellow's. I know. Nobody says that. Hey, Karen. Hey, Patsy Palmer. We're making fun stuff. All right, so I'm going to do kind of here and then a little bit here. All right, perfect. Ta-da, lovely. Let's put some dimensionals. So I'm showing off how to use the Lovely Layers vellum. It is on sale right now. It's part of the like last chance clearance items, and it is $3 for a pack right now, which is crazy. So you get like 60 sheets. So, all right. So we've got one where we're die cutting it, and we're using the sponge and the silicone mat and a little bit of Tombow, right, to glue our stuff down. We've got one where we're kind of putting it behind, we're putting the sentiment behind it, and I use glue dots, and you can see the edge of that glue dot right there, but it's okay. This one, we used the sponge, right, because I knew it was going to show, so I sponged the back. This one we used seal, and this one's the one that we ran with the color through the embossing folder. And then this one we used seal as well, but I can't really see it because it's behind this dark stuff. And a fun little extra caravan. Okay, got a couple more. I just want to show you all the fun ways. So this is called a library fold. And in this one, I've actually stamped on the piece. So I stamped on here. This was a couple days ago. It's nice and dry. And then I've trimmed it down to 4x4 so that it fits on my library fold. So the library fold or the book fold is scored at 1 1/4. 1 1/4. So it's a 4 1/4 by 11, and then it's scored at 5 1/2 and 6 3/4. Okay, and what that does is it allows us to glue that piece down. I'll show you. I have like random pieces of paper glued to my hands. All right. So it gives us a piece here where we can inset. It's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So we can inset a 4x4. We can put a 1x4 inch strip here. And then we can put a thing here. Now, if I don't put this here, you can see it. It's just a little bit harder to see, and I think it doesn't stand out as much. So in this case, I'm going to glue this piece down, but I want to make sure it's just in the right place. So I'm going to be really careful about how I position it. So I'm going to put this here. I'm just kind of holding it, right? Okay, so now I'm happy with that. And then with this one, I'm probably going to do a little bit of the glue, the Tombow on the little mat. And it does get sticky for sure. Definitely going to go wash that before it gets worse. All right, and then we're going to glue that down. Okay, all right, so there we go. So a little bit there, but that'll dry. Hopefully we won't be able to see any of that. That's a cute card. I'll add a little bling to the front, I think. All right, last couple of cards. I think I've got one more, two more. Okay. So this one is Mary Merlot, which I'm very sad about. It's going away. Pacific Point, right? This one was, is it great? Which one's going away? Not Gray Granite. So this must be, oh gosh, the other one that's going away. I tried to use as much retiring cardstock as possible. And then I have a piece of vellum. And then I have a circle. So I think I'm going to end up probably stamping on the vellum and putting the circle behind it. And then I also have a few little branches that I cut out from vellum. And then our Awash and Beauty paper, which is really pretty paper. So we're going this down. Okay, and then we need a sentiment. And I want a sentiment that is going to go, yeah, that should fit. And I think it's not much bigger than that. Okay, that's good. All right, so I'm probably just going to stamp it in black because I think it'll be easier to see. And I could stamp it in StazOn and it would stay a little bit better. I just don't like cleaning StazOn. All right. A heartfelt thank you. So I'm going to glue these pieces. And then I'm going to put this on top. I just want to see kind of where I want it. Okay, so that's going to go there. So those guys can go there. Okay, so I'm only going to glue the bottom of them with a glue dot because I actually want them to kind of stick up. And so I want them, you know, so that you can actually notice that they're there. And sometimes vellum's hard to see when you take photos of things. Sahara Sand. Thank you, Patsy. Oh, scoring lines. Yes, Lynn. For the library fold, it is. And I'm going to, you know me, I'm going to get my ruler out because I always mess it up. So it's 4 1/4 by 11. And you're going to score at 5 1/2 and 5 1/2 and 6 3/4. Yeah. Sahara Sand. Good job. All right. Okay. So I want this to glue to here and I don't want to see it. So I'm going to probably do the same thing. I'm going to try to put a little bit of this stuff behind it and see if I can hide it. Okay. And then so it's fun. You can die cut it. You can add ink. You can heat emboss it. I didn't heat emboss, but that's definitely something you can do. So hopefully, because I popped this up on Dimensionals, now you can see maybe why I did that, right? Like why I stamped on the vellum and then popped that up. And so it's kind of hard to see, but it has a lot of volume and, you know, it's very interesting now that it's kind of popped up on there. So you can really see that vellum is popped up and you can still see our other guys. So, okay. I had, I think that's it. I was playing around with a few others and wasn't super pleased with the other designs, but I still feel like this was a lot. So I'm going to pull them all back out here so that you can see them. And hopefully it's giving you some good reminders about how to use vellum. Maybe some tips and tricks, right? Things that maybe you didn't know. I know a lot of you are very accomplished crafters, and you guys have, you know, seen it all and heard it all. But my hope is that we are able to show you, you know, some different things, right? Let's see. Can I get everybody in? Almost. Very close, very close, very close. Okay. There we go. So there is 7. I'm going to do this. 7 fun cards featuring the lovely Layers vellum. So I hope that was fun. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being a customer. When Stampin' Up! Called and said congratulations, and they said, wow, you were so impressed. You did this in under 10 years. And I was like, it felt like forever for me. But it's been almost 10 years, and I love it. I love doing what I'm doing. And I hope that I've encouraged you to open the pack and start to play. Hold up the sheets, try them on different cardstocks, try them on different colors, see what you like. Do you like it on blue? Do you like it on green? How do you want to layer this? What are some cool dies or pieces that you could layer on top of these neat mountains? Because I think the mountains are really nice. With the ones with the circle, right? What's a sentiment that you could put in there? What's something that you could highlight? With the ones with the little star pieces or the dots, right? I mean, those are really easy to add to pieces. The greenery, right? And then you've got all these blank ones too that you can play with. So, again, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. I'm excited. I'm glad you won't donate this pack, Debbie. Now you know that this is way too cute. And you can do a lot with this. And I think you can make a lot of really beautiful cards with these pieces. So, congratulations, everyone. Thank you so much. I hope that you have a great week. Don't forget, I have my paper share is live. You can find it under events here. And that has an RSVP deadline of this next weekend. So if you want to participate in the paper share, you get a little bit of all the new papers from the new catalog, and that's exciting. There's one that has just the regular papers and one that also includes the specialty papers. And then we have a May in color class. That'll be fun. We're going to use the in color markers. I've been playing around with those. And then we're going to do a May event on Memorial Day that you can either do to go or not. And it's a day in color. And so it's going to have all the new core colors in the morning and then all the new in colors in the afternoon. We're going to make a ton of projects. It's going to be so much fun. And I hope you join us. So please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much, y'all. And I'll talk to you later. All right. Bye, everybody. See you later.